Welcome to the Catholic Apostolate Center's blogcast series. Today's episode is titled St. Justin Martyr's Lessons in Christianity, written by Erin Donn and read by Brian Rhude. Have you ever considered what it would have been like to be a member of the Church in the first few centuries? Jesus would have been fresh in people's memories, but the rich Christian tradition we have today would have only just been taking shape. Those early followers of Christ would have been interpreting what Jesus' teachings meant and figuring out how to live them out in their daily lives, both individually and communally. It was in this context that St. Justin Martyr, an early Christian convert and apologist who lived in modern-day Israel from about 100 to 165 AD, lived. St. Justin is well known for his first apology, which he wrote to the Roman Emperor, Antoninus Titus, as a defense and explanation of Christianity. This text not only gives us insight to what it was like when the Church was taking shape, but it also provides a rich insight into how we can live as Christians to this day. 1. Being Christians in name and deed. St. Justin knew as well as anyone today that it is much easier to say you are a Christian than it is to truly live as one. He wanted the emperor to truly understand what Christianity was and who it was founded upon, not to base his opinions on the popular zeitgeist. For from a name neither praise nor punishment could reasonably spring, unless something excellent or base in action be proved. Chapter 4. For us today, we live in a world where the name Christian can carry so many different connotations. It depends on each of us to prove something excellent in our actions. Besides claiming the name Christian, are we living and worshiping in a way that reflects this privileged name? 2. How to live as Christians. Whether Christians in the 1st century or in the 21st century, we are called to live for God and His eternal kingdom above all else. With his eyes focused on heaven, St. Justin was able to accept persecutions because he understood that his earthly life was temporary. He encouraged others to imitate the excellences which reside in God, temperance and justice and philanthropy. Chapter 10. Rather than the material offering sacrificed at the time, St. Justin wanted to make an offering of his life by setting aside his own will and taking up God's ways. Rather than imitating the pagan gods, he wanted to become deified by living near to God in holiness and virtue. Chapter 23. While our settings may be different today, we can still practice the patience, love, and charity towards others that St. Justin encouraged. 3. Christian community. Throughout the Apology, St. Justin is not just preaching about individual Christians, but the whole Christian community. From the beginning, the necessity of community was always understood. It was through one another that they would receive the faith, be converted, and persevere in the faith. Rather than worshiping alone, the early Christians understood the need to come together. The faithful would gather to offer prayers for one another to be found good citizens and keepers of the commandments. Chapter 65. They would celebrate the Eucharist in remembrance of Christ's Passion and for their own nourishment. They would collect money to be distributed for the needs among them. Rather than seeing this early form of the Mass as a Sunday obligation, it was the fitting response to their new life in Christ. We, too, can embrace this view of community as the place we offer God fitting worship and truly practice our faith. While today, most of us are blessed to not fear extreme persecution or martyrdom, we do still have the freedom and responsibility to make the choice for God and the good daily. Through the intercession of St. Justin, may we be strengthened to boldly profess and live out our faith.